Hey there, chess enthusiasts. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, where we delve into the captivating world of chess. I'm your host, and today we have an incredible game in store for you. Get ready to witness some mind-blowing moves, tactical masterstrokes, and nail-biting moments. Whether you're a seasoned chess player or just getting started, this is the place to be for all things chess. So, grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's dive into the action. Today, we have a fascinating encounter between NikolaiBechel as white and Ikwan_Nazir as black. The game took place on April 23, 2023, on chess.com. 1. e4 e5. The game starts with a classic opening move, 1. e4 by white, followed by black's symmetrical response, e5. We are witnessing the renowned double king's pawn opening. 2. nf3 nc6. White develops their knight to f3, a common move in the opening to control the center and prepare for future development. Black responds symmetrically by developing their knight to c6, mirroring white's moves. 3. d4 d6. White strikes in the center with the move 3, d4, initiating the Scotch game. Black defends their e5 pawn with d6, preventing white from capturing it immediately. The Scotch game begins with the moves 1. e4 e5 2. nf3 nc6 3. d4. In this position, white takes the initiative by pushing their pawn from e2 to e4, targeting the center of the board. Black responds symmetrically with their pawn from e7 to e5. White's second move, nf3, develops the knight and prepares to control the center further. Black's move, nc6, mirrors white's development by activating their knight and preparing for potential pawn exchanges. Now, white unleashes a powerful move, d2 to d4. This pawn break in the center aims to challenge black's control and open up lines for their pieces. The Scotch game is known for its dynamic nature, and the early pawn break intensifies the battle for central dominance. After 3. d4, the game can follow various paths depending on black's response. One common continuation is 3. x4, where black captures the central pawn with their pawn on e5. White then plays 4. nxd4, recapturing with the knight and establishing a solid presence in the center. This leads to a position where both players have doubled pawns on the d-file, but white has gained a lead in development. The Scotch game offers a rich strategic landscape. White aims to utilize their centralized pieces and pawn structure advantage to launch attacks and put pressure on black's position. The doubled pawns for both sides can become a focal point for future tactics and positional considerations. One of the notable features of the Scotch game is the potential for asymmetrical pawn structures. Depending on the player's choices, the position can transform into various setups, such as the classical variation or the Mises variation. These variations introduce different plans and ideas, offering players a wide range of possibilities to navigate. In summary, the Scotch game is a classic chess opening characterized by early pawn breaks and a focus on central control. It has been played by countless chess masters and remains a favorite choice for those who seek an exciting and strategic battle on the chessboard. Continue to the game. 4. d5 nce7. White advances the pawn to d5, creating a strong central pawn duo and aiming to control the center. In response, black plays nce7, reinforcing their position and ensuring the stability of their pawn structure. 5. nc3 a6. White develops their knight to c3, putting additional pressure on black's central pawn. Black plays a6, a useful prophylactic move, preventing any future pawn advances by white on the b5 square. 6. bg5 h6. White places their bishop on g5, pinning the knight on f6 and preparing to trade it off. Black pushes their h-pawn to h6, breaking the pin and gaining more control over the g5 square. 7. bxe7. bxe7. White captures black's knight on f6 with bxe7. This exchange will relieve the pin and open up lines for both players. Black recaptures with their bishop, maintaining material equality. 8. ne2 nf6. White retreats their knight to e2, possibly eyeing the f4 square for future maneuvers. Black develops their knight to f6, reinforcing control over the central squares. 9. c4 White expands their control in the center with c4, preparing for further piece development. Black castles kingside, safeguarding their king and connecting the rooks. 10. nc3 bd7 White's knight returns to c3, preparing to support the central pawns or jump to other squares. Black develops their light-squared bishop to d7, completing their initial piece development. 11. bd3 b5 White's dark-squared bishop takes a strategic position on d3, targeting Black's weakened kingside pawn structure. Black takes the opportunity to strike in the center with b5, challenging White's pawn on c4. 12. cx b5 ax b5 White accepts the challenge and captures Black's pawn on b5. Black recaptures with their a-pawn, opening the a-file and creating potential counterplay on the queen side. 13. bx b5 White initiates a series of exchanges by capturing Black's bishop on b5. Black recaptures with their own bishop, resulting in a simplified position. 14. nx b5 nx e4 White's knight on b5 falls victim to a tactical shot. Black seizes the opportunity and captures the knight on b5 with their e4 pawn, gaining a central pawn and further undermining White's pawn structure. 15. a4 c6 White tries to regain some initiative by advancing their a-pawn to a4, but Black counters with a powerful counterstrike. Black sacrifices their c6 pawn to open up lines against White's king and activate their pieces. 16. dxc qb6 White captures Black's sacrificed pawn on c6. Black takes advantage of this moment to unleash a double attack with their queen on b6, targeting White's b2 pawn and threatening checkmate on b2. 17. qc2 rack 8 White defends their b2 pawn by moving the queen to c2, simultaneously defending the pawn and preparing for piece coordination. Black brings their rook to c8, putting pressure on the c-file and preparing for an eventual breakthrough. 18. qx-e4 rxc6 White captures Black's e4 pawn with their queen, eliminating Black's central pawn majority. Black recaptures with their rook on c6, reinforcing their control over the c-file. 19. oof5 White's king finds shelter by castling kingside, ensuring its safety. Black plays f5, further expanding their presence in the center and creating threats against White's position. 20. qd5 kh8 White develops their rook on the c1 square to c8, improving the coordination of their pieces. Black moves their king to h8, moving away from potential threats and improving their king's safety. 21. rfc1 rxc1 White's rook infiltrates Black's position, activating their pieces and adding pressure to the c-file. Black sacrifices their rook on c1 to disrupt White's coordination and to pave the way for a counterattack. 22. rxc1 qa5 White captures Black's sacrificed rook on c1, maintaining material balance. Black moves their queen to a5, targeting White's weak a4 pawn and keeping the pressure on. 23. h3 qx-a4 White defends their pawn on a4 by moving the rook from c1 to c7, maintaining control over the c-file. Black captures the a4 pawn with their queen, exploiting the vulnerability of White's position. 24. rc7 qa1 White's rook infiltrates Black's position once again, this time on the 7th rank. Black checks White's king by moving their queen to a1, forcing White's king to step forward. 25. kh2 bd8 White's king moves to h2, escaping the checks and further solidifying its safety. Black advances their bishop to d8, eyeing potential tactics and indirectly defending their queen. 26. rc8 qx-b2 White places their rook on c8, pressuring Black's queen and indirectly threatening their bishop on d8. Black takes the opportunity to move their queen from a1 to b2, placing pressure on White's position. 27. qxd6 rg8 White captures Black's bishop on d8 with their rook, increasing the tension in the position. Black moves their rook from g8 to g8, defending against any potential threats and maintaining the balance. 28. qd5 bb6 White makes an inaccurate move, placing their bishop on b6. Black responds by moving their bishop from f8 to b6, putting additional pressure on White's position. 29. rxg8 kh7 White captures Black's bishop on b6, further simplifying the position. Black moves their king to h7, moving it out of any potential threats and consolidating its position. 30. Qf7 e4 White's queen moves to f7, launching a powerful attack against black's position. Black advances their e-pawn to e4, opening up lines and creating potential counterplay. 31. Nfd4 bxd4 White's knight jumps to d4, threatening checkmate on f8 and disrupting black's coordination. Black captures White's knight on d4 with their bishop, maintaining their advantage in material. 32. Nxd qxd4 White's queen captures black's bishop on d4, further simplifying the position. Black recaptures with their queen on d4, keeping the pressure on White's position. 33. Re8 qx-f2 White's rook moves to e8, attacking black's queen and preparing for potential counterplay. Black moves their queen from d4 to f2, attacking White's position and preparing for further breakthroughs. 34. Re7 qf4 White's rook moves to e7, creating threats against black's position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from f2 to f4, aiming to maintain their advantage and continue their attack. 35. G3 qf2 White's king moves to g3, escaping the checks and improving its safety. Black checks White's king again by moving their queen from f4 to f2, keeping the pressure. 36. Kh1 qf3 White's king moves to h1, once again escaping the checks and improving its position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from f2 to f3, maintaining the pressure and seeking further breakthroughs. 37. Kilogram 1 qx-g3 White's king moves to g1, avoiding any immediate threats and fortifying its position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from f3 to g3, keeping the pressure on and continuing their attack. 38. Kf1 qd3 White's king moves to f1, seeking safety and avoiding potential threats. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from g3 to d3, aiming to maintain their initiative and superiority. 39. K1 qc3 White's king moves to e1, solidifying its position and avoiding immediate threats. Black checks White's king again by moving their queen from d3 to c3, maintaining the pressure and looking for opportunities. 40. Kd1 qa1 White's king moves to d1, stepping out of potential checks and improving its safety. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from c3 to a1, further increasing the pressure and maintaining their attacking stance. 41. K2 qb2 White's king moves to e2, seeking safety and consolidating its position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from a1 to b2, keeping the pressure on and looking for breakthroughs. 42. K1 qa1 White's king moves to e1, finding safety and maintaining its position. Black checks White's king again by moving their queen from b2 to a1, persistently applying pressure and seeking opportunities. 43. Kd2 qb2 White's king moves to d2, evading potential threats and solidifying its position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from a1 to b2, persisting with their attack and maintaining their pressure. 44. K1 qa1 White's king moves to e1, continuing to seek safety and avoid immediate threats. Black checks White's king again by moving their queen from b2 to a1, persistently applying pressure and maintaining their attacking stance. 45. Kf2 qb2 White's king moves to f2, fortifying its position and avoiding potential threats. Black checks White's king once again by moving their queen from a1 to b2, persistently keeping the pressure on and seeking breakthroughs. 46. Kilogram 3 qc3 White's king moves to g3, avoiding any immediate threats and solidifying its position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from b2 to c3, persistently applying pressure and maintaining their attack. 47. Kh4 qe1 White's king moves to h4, moving away from potential threats and maintaining its position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from c3 to e1, continuing their pressure and seeking opportunities. 48. Kh5 qe2 White's king moves to h5, stepping out of any potential checks and improving its position. Black checks White's king again by moving their queen from e1 to e2, maintaining their pressure and looking for potential breakthroughs. 49. Kh4 qf2 White's king moves to h4, avoiding immediate threats and consolidating its position. Black checks White's king once more by moving their queen from e2 to f2, persistently applying pressure and maintaining their attacking stance. 50. Kh5 Qf3 White's king moves to h5, stepping away from potential checks and fortifying its position. Black checks White's king by moving their queen from f2 to f3, continuing their pressure and seeking potential breakthroughs. 51. Kh4 Qg5 and it's a checkmate. Black delivers a brilliant checkmate by moving their queen from f3 to g5, securing a decisive victory in this game. A remarkable performance by Iquan_Nazir, demonstrating excellent tactical awareness and precision throughout the game. Despite the lower rating, they showcased their skills and outplayed their opponent, NikolaiBechel. Lesson: in this game, there are a few key lessons we can learn. Lesson 1. Be cautious of making early inaccuracies. White's move 7. Bxe7 was an inaccuracy, allowing Black to gain an advantage. It would have been better for White to play 7. b3, which would have given him a better position. Lesson 2. Capitalize on mistakes. Black missed an opportunity to gain an advantage on move 9. Instead of playing 9-0, Black could have played 9-nxe4, which would have put White in a difficult position. Lesson 3. Don't neglect piece development. Both players missed opportunities to develop their pieces effectively. White's move 16, qc2 allowed Black to gain an advantage, and Black's move 17, rack8 was a mistake, neglecting piece development. Lesson 4. Pay attention to tactical threats. White missed a critical move on move 28. Instead of playing 28, rxd8, which would have given him an advantage, they played 28. The game continued, and Black eventually won. Lesson 5. Calculate all possibilities in complex positions. Towards the end of the game, both players made several mistakes and missed winning opportunities. And that wraps up another exciting chess game on our channel. I hope you enjoyed the strategic maneuvers, the intense battles, and the sheer brilliance displayed by the players. If you have any games of your own that you'd like to share for analysis, or if you have any suggestions for future videos, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to drop your games in the comments section below, and who knows, we might feature it in one of our upcoming analysis videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of our chess content. Until next time, keep sharpening those tactical skills and may your moves be as sharp as a knight's sword. Stay classy and keep playing chess.